Turkey welcomes tourists with that special oriental flavor that emanates from the fairy tales of Scheherazade. Here, they will find an atmosphere of antiquity, imbued with secrets and mysteries, contemplation of extraordinary masterpieces created by God, and sites built by the hands of talented craftsmen, enjoying amazing views of the enchanting Bosphorus. It is impossible to put into words, you just need to feel it by visiting the most famous sites of Turkey. Let's check out 11 best places to visit in Turkey. Number 11. Hagia Sophia in Istanbul. Not a single walk around Istanbul is complete without visiting this most successful representative of the architecture of the 5-year labor of 10,000 workers of Constantinople, and the untold amount of money spent on its construction were reflected in a gigantic structure that was destined to become a symbol of the power of Byzantium. The temple itself was built of brick, but expensive materials were used for decoration: ivory, gold, silver, precious stones. After the capture of Constantinople by the Turks, it was renamed Hagia Sophia. The mosque is located in the Sultanahmet district, in the heart of the old part of Istanbul. It is crowned with an architectural masterpiece represented by a huge dome system. The main value of the interior decoration of the mosque is the mosaics and frescoes of amazing beauty. The light pouring in through 40 windows creates the illusion of a dome floating in the sky. The imagination of tourists is struck not only by the beauty of the mosque, but also by the powerful energy that can be felt inside it. Number 10. Topkapi Palace. Almost all excursions in Istanbul include a visit to this place. The main residence of the sultans for centuries, Topkapi Palace served as a refuge for 25 sultans of the Ottoman Empire. It was built in the 15th century for Sultan Mehmed II. In the middle of the 16th century, Suleymaniye, at the request of Roxelana, built a harem for women with children. In the mid-19th century, the built Dalmabahi's Palace became the Sultan's residence. As a museum, this landmark of Turkey opened in 1923 by order of the Turkish and Ottoman politician and reformer Ataturk. The outer palace is represented by official and public buildings. The Sultan's private chambers are located in the inner one. In the first courtyard, there is the Museum of the Ancient East, the Archaeological Museum, and the Tiled Pavilion. From the second courtyard, you can get to the harem and the inner treasury. Through the Gate of Happiness, one enters the third courtyard with the Sultan's personal chambers and the throne room. The Library of Ahmed II and the Pavilion of the Holy Robe are also located here. An amazing view of the Bosphorus and the Golden Horn opens from the fourth courtyard, where parks, gazebos, swimming pools, and tiled pavilions are located. Number 9. Blue Mosque. Those who don't know what to see in Turkey can safely go to the Sultanahmet area. A lot of attractions located here will broaden the horizons of even the most sophisticated tourists. One of the most famous is the Blue Mosque, whose dome attracts attention from afar. A large number of blue and white tiles were used in the interior decoration, which is why the mosque got its name. It consists of 6 minarets, 2 of which are located on the outer corners and 4 on the sides. The unusual addition of to minarets, their classic number is 4, makes it unique. The architecture is surprising in its mixture of styles, Byzantine and classical Ottoman. The interior decoration is as luxurious as the fad. The floral designs on the tiles and the 260 stained glass windows on the wall towards which one turns when praying are impressive. There are luxurious handmade carpets on the floor. The mihrab, a prayer niche made from a single piece of marble, deserves special attention. Number 8. Suleymaniye Mosque. All the sites of Turkey reflect certain stages of national history. This largest mosque in Istanbul is no exception. Once upon a time, the treasury of Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent became very poor due to the huge expenses for its construction. The dimensions of the building can accommodate about 5,000 visitors. On its territory, in addition to the mosque, there are baths, kitchens, madrasas, observatories, libraries, and 4 high minarets. There is also a hammam, Turkish baths for couples. A single tourist will not be allowed there. During the excursions, erudite guides in Istanbul will certainly tell at least one romantic story dedicated to the unearthly love of the Sultan and the former harem slave Roxelana. Inside, the mosque is flooded with light penetrating from the outside, which helps to see the amazingly beautiful stained glass windows. Some elements of the mosque are symbolic. For example, the presence of 10 balconies means that the Sultan was the 10th in the dynasty, and 4 minarets herald that he was the 4th Sultan of Istanbul. Despite 89 earthquakes, the mosque has retained its majesty and elegance of lines created by talented architects. Number 7. Galata Tower. There is a lot to visit in Turkey and in the European part of Istanbul. The Galata Tower, together with the bridge of the same name, is a symbolic part of the city. With a huge height of 61 meters and location on a hill, it can be seen from almost anywhere in the city. With a diameter of 9 meters and a wall thickness of about 4 meters, it makes a strong impression. Built in the middle of the 14th century, the tower was open to visitors in 1965. One of the 2 elevators located inside takes visitors to a 137-meter height, from where a view of the Golden Horn Bay, the whole of Istanbul, and the Sea of Marmara opens. The observation deck of the tower has long been favored by tourists for photographs. They turn out to be especially successful in the evening, before sunset. Panoramic photographs of Istanbul at night turn out magnificent. There is also a restaurant and cafe here at the top. Number 6. Cappadocia. It is impossible to see all the sights of Turkey, but some of them are definitely worth a visit. Cappadocia, a historical region without clear political boundaries, is located in the center of the country. Walking around a major tourist center makes you think of being on another planet. Amazing nature allows you to admire valleys, mountains, rock formations. There are real shrines and underground cities in Cappadocia, which, once here, cannot be ignored. Among them are the Garim Open Air Museum with the Alara Gorge, with the underground cities of Urgup, Nevşehir, Derinkuyu, Kaymakli. The last 2 are connected by a 9 kilometers long tunnel. On the territory of Cappadocia, there are many small villages. To explore the landscape, you can rent a scooter. To see the surroundings from above, a hot air balloon excursion will be interesting. It is impossible to travel around Cappadocia in a day, so tourists have small hotels where they can spend the night. Number 5. Pamukkale Resort. What to visit in Turkey to improve your health? The healing resort of Pamukkale, which is 250 kilometers from Antalya, with 17 geothermal springs with water of different temperatures, is at your service. Hydrogen sulfide and calcium oxide, which they are rich in, will make you forget about ailments. Treatment here takes place under the supervision of doctors. In addition to healing springs, Pamukkale has historical monuments that attract the attention of tourists. Among them are the ruins of Hierapolis, an ancient city about 3,000 years old. This landmark of Turkey has a swimming pool in which, according to legend, Cleopatra herself swam. This place never lacks tourists. Another valuable reminder is the well-preserved amphitheater of amazing size, capable of accommodating 12,000 spectators. Pamukkale owes its exotic natural landscape to the action of hot springs, which contribute to the formation of lime deposits on the travertine terraces. Falling from a height, water for centuries created petrified white cascades shimmering in the rays of the sun. This fascinating sight and the possibility of treatment attract millions of tourists here. Pamukkale can be safely included in the top most beautiful places on our planet. Number 4. Maiden Tower. Some of Turkey's landmarks have inspired artists and writers to create famous works of art. Such objects include the Maiden Tower, which served as the center of the plot for one of his paintings by the Russian artist Ivazovsky. The stories that guides tell about the tower are sometimes like fairy tales. Her image can be found on magnets, mugs, postcards, and other souvenirs for tourists. The Maiden's Tower is located at a narrow point in the Bosphorus Strait, which makes logical different stories about its original purpose. According to one version, the tower was built to control the Persian ships by the Greeks, and according to another, to monitor the strait by the Byzantines. The history of the tower is rich. It has been a customs house, a lighthouse, and a prison. In 1999, the facility was renovated. A restaurant, an observation deck, souvenir shops, and a cafe were opened here. The observation deck offers a beautiful panorama of the city. Number 3. Bosphorus Strait. Istanbul is not only the largest Turkish city, it is unique in its own way due to its location in 2 parts of the world, in Europe and Asia. And the border between them runs precisely along the Bosphorus Strait, the waterway in which the Black and Marmara Seas meet. It is believed that the strait was formed about 8,000 years ago during the massive melting of ocean glaciers. Today, a trip to Istanbul is not complete without visiting the Bosphorus, exploring local monuments and beauty. For example, in the surrounding areas you can see ancient marble palaces, stone fortresses, ancient Turkish mansions, and ultra-modern hotels. In order to fully experience the charm of this place, it is worth taking a trip on a tourist ship or yacht along the waters of the strait. The main attractions of the bay are the Bosphorus Bridge and the Golden Horn Bay, on the coast of which ancient Byzantium once existed. Number 2. Green Canyon. The Asia Minor Peninsula, on which part of modern Turkey is located, is not only traces of great history and popular resorts, but also interesting nature. Near the southern coast of the peninsula is Green Canyon, contrary to its name. It is not a canyon in the usual sense, but a huge reservoir which has become a joint creation of nature and man. The man-made reservoir and the areas in the Taurus Mountains that surround it have recently acquired the status of a national park. And if the mountains originated here back in the Paleozoic era, the reservoir appeared quite recently in 1983 when the dam was opened. Essentially, this is a valley artificially filled with water, which is delivered here by 27 mountain springs. Today, the canyon is especially loved by tourists. People come here to admire the views of the mountains, take a boat trip, swim in the emerald waters, and relax in one of the local restaurants. Number 1. Mount Ararat. In search of Turkey's most impressive natural attraction, the guide will take you to the east of the country, to where the regal Mount Ararat rises, covered with a snow cap. This is the highest peak in Turkey. It is a volcano with 2 volcanic peaks. One peak has a height of more than 5,100 meters. The second is about 4,000 meters. This volcano has erupted 5 times in its history, and the last eruption shook the surrounding area in 1840, and as a result, the village were destroyed. Although Ararat is not the highest mountain in the world, it is famous not for this, but for its involvement in biblical history. Every Christian knows this place as a refuge for Noah's Ark, then it was saved from the global flood. Nowadays, the volcano is dormant, and you can climb to its heights from the north, where stunning views will open up, but only experienced climbers can climb the glacier.